in the month of July, but you kept on keeping on. And that means that we are able to rise to the challenges that life throws at us. I hear that in certain languages, the word for crisis also means the word for opportunity. And it seems that this is what has happened, that we have taken the crisis and seen the opportunity in it in order to make it a positive rather than only focusing on the negative. So today my session will once again be answering questions, and from last Thursday's session there were very many questions. So I'm going to try to go quite fast and see if we can finish them. There I think something almost 30. So let's see, we'll go fairly fast. And the first question was about thyrotoxicosis, which is an illness that affects the thyroid gland. And the supplements that we recommend from Neolife for that are multimineral, which contains a range of minerals that help the thyroid to function, supports the thyroid gland to function properly. In addition to that, we have vitamin B complex and omega-3 salmon oil. So those are the three supplements that help with thyrotoxicosis or hyperthyroidism. They are quite closely related, those two. If the person has got a hypo, that is a low functioning thyroid gland, then instead of the omega-3 salmon oil, we recommend carotenoid complex. So it will be multimineral, vitamin B, and carotenoid complex for the hypothyroidism. Then number two, someone asked about asthma and recurring respiratory inflammation, for which we recommend herbal respiratory. I know that it's not in all the markets, but the markets where you have it, the first product we recommend is herbal respiratory. And you know that asthma is famous because the founder of Neolife was an asthma sufferer, which is how the whole story of Neolife started. I'm sure you are aware of this. So herbal respiratory, and the second product for asthma and the recurring respiratory inflammation is omega-3 salmon oil. And the third one can be vitamin A plus D. Although here in Africa, we have got plenty of sunshine. So we also recommend that people who have this condition to not be very housebound. They need to spend time out in the sun and fresh air. But the problem is sometimes the asthma is related to things which are in the environment, which is why sometimes they'll not be so willing to go outside and come across some of the allergens. So it's a bit tricky, but those are the three products: herbal respiratory, omega-3 salmon oil, and vitamin A plus D for asthma and related conditions. Then someone asked about lower back pain. This one I was not able to get far with it. I recommend that the person who has the question should see a doctor so that they establish what is the cause of the pain. But in general, for such a situation, we can recommend full motion, omega-3 salmon oil, and CalMag, or in some cases, we can also recommend multimineral. So here, the thing to note is it has one of the distributors, Ann Gao, thank you very much for letting me know that some people show some reaction to CalMag because it's made from shells. So some people who are allergic to shellfish and so on can have some bad reaction towards CalMag. And just to be aware of that, maybe in the case of Anne, she told me that she reduced the dosage from 3 tablets to 1, and the person was able to be okay. So that is for lower back pain, full motion, omega-3 salmon oil, and CalMag or multimineral. We know that multimineral also contains CalMag, but I strongly recommend that they need to find out from the doctor what is at the base of the pain, what is bringing about the pain. Then the next question was about someone who is quitting smoking. What supplements can support someone who wants to stop smoking? And here with the supplements that we recommend are those ones which are usually depleted by the body trying to detoxify with cigarette smoking, and that is vitamin B complex, vitamin C, and vitamin E. Okay. And then the next person asked about what to recommend for someone who has had an operation to remove fibroids. And there we recommend herbal feminine complex and Pro-Vitality, because we know Pro-Vitality will have an antioxidant in the carotenoid complex. It will have anti-inflammatory from the omega-3 salmon oil, and it will also have a multivitamin and threonine as well. So that is what we recommend for fibroid: herbal feminine complex and Pro-Vitality. Then someone followed up with a comment about the question we had last time about stretch marks. She commented that because I had said that stretch marks tend to appear because the skin is stretched, maybe as a result of putting on weight or reaching puberty. And she said that the person can be very slender but still have stretch marks. But the reason for that is that the stretch marks are because of the skin's elasticity might be limited. So some people's skin can be more elastic and so not show stretch marks with some weight gain. But if the skin is not elastic and well toned, it can have a low elasticity, which means even a small amount of stretching will cause stretch marks. And so it's good to take care of the skin so that it maintains its elastic nature. But by the time the stretch marks appear, of course, it is too late. So it's better to take care before. So for example, expectant ladies should start maybe applying lotion and other skin supporting oils to the places which are going to stretch, like the hips and the belly, so that the skin is elastic. So that was about stretch marks. Just a follow-up on a comment I saw. Then the next question was about epilepsy, what to use to support someone who has got epilepsy. Again, here, my first recommendation is to see a doctor, maybe a specialist in neurology, so that they can establish what is under the seizures. If it has already been established, there should be medication to help minimize or progressively stop the seizures. And that is why I recommend, the first recommendation is to work with a doctor, because epileptic seizures can actually be controlled with medication. But to support that, the supplements that we can recommend, in addition to whatever the doctor is supplying, is vitamin B complex, CalMag, and vitamin E. We also recommend that they drastically reduce sugar and refined carbohydrates from their diet. Okay, so people with epilepsy are usually benefit a lot from having a low carbohydrate diet, because the sugar and a high amount of refined carbohydrates seems to worsen the regularity and the intensity of the seizures. Then the next question was autism. I hope everyone is with me. I'm trying to go quickly. The next one was autism, which we had again some weeks ago, and our recommendation for autism was coenzyme Q10 for those who have it in their market. I know here in our Southern Africa market, we don't have this supplement, but in East Africa, they have it. I don't know about West Africa. So coenzyme Q10 is the first recommendation. Omega-3 salmon oil and beta-GAD, as well as NutriShake or Neolife Shake. Here again, some findings are that having a natural diet helps those with autism. So again, clean up the diet, remove junk such as sugar and excessive amounts of overly refined foods. I think we are always saying this, and I hope this is emphasizing to us how much eating rubbish food is causing a lot of our problems. So I hope, even though we may not personally have a problem, we are being encouraged by this information to practice cleaning up our diet and removing the junk food. Then the next question was about a kidney infection. Again, here my first recommendation is to see a doctor in case, let's say it is a bacterial infection or something for which the doctor can provide medication. And to support the kidney in its recovery, we can recommend multimineral and beta-GAD to support that. But again, my first recommendation is to establish from the doctor what is causing the infection and to get medication for it. Then the next one was ED, erectile dysfunction, or also it is called in impotence. Here again, we recommend herbal masculine complex, zinc, and omega-3 salmon oil. And also to know that sometimes this can be caused by if a man is taking medicines for lowering blood pressure, because it will lower the blood pressure everywhere, including in the relevant parts of the body. So it could be that it's related to medication for lowering blood pressure. If a person has high blood pressure and they are prescribed medication to lower their blood pressure, this can be one of the side effects. Okay, so maybe a good thing would be to discuss with the doctor what can be done to help. But from our side, we'll recommend herbal masculine complex, zinc, and omega-3 salmon oil. Then another question was about keloids. Keloids are those skin growths that come up as a result of injuries or operations. And here, unfortunately, we don't really have a supplement that can remove them once they have been formed. The only way that we can help is preventing by using vitamin E or wheat germ oil and zinc. So if a person is going to have an operation, these are the products we recommend that they use in order to improve the capacity of the wound to heal properly. Vitamin E, zinc, and you know that wheat germ oil is rich in vitamin E. That is why I said vitamin E or wheat germ oil. It can be one or the other, and zinc. So actually, for many operations, we recommend the use of zinc because it helps in the healing of internal wounds. Okay, then so another person asked a question about dialysis. Again, here I felt this was not enough information for me to be able to give a good recommendation. But I would say that possibly, depending on the reason for the dialysis, maybe the same recommendation we gave for the kidney infection can be relevant for dialysis. But again, maybe to give a bit more information. Then, so for kidney, we had said multimineral and beta-gut for detoxing. Then the next question was, a person asked whether someone who has got a fish allergy can take omega-3, and the information I found was that the omega-3 oil itself is not allergenic, so it is okay for them to use the omega-3. Yeah. Then the next question was, which is the best time to take the supplements? And here I can't give a complete answer because it will depend on the supplement. So for example, a supplement like vitamin B complex should not be taken at night because it might interfere with sleep. CalMag, on the other hand, can be taken in the evening because it supports sleep and relaxation. So this will differ with the supplement we are talking about. Something like N is good if it's taken with food because it helps to support the cells to make use of all the nutrients in our food. So it again, it depends on the supplement we are talking about. So I won't give a general answer for that. Then another question was about two children, one age 6 and another one age 3, who are not yet talking, so they are lagging behind in their developmental stage. Again, here I recommend to see a pediatrician so that they can establish what possibly could be going wrong, rather than simply to come up with a blanket supplement. But again, for children, generally the supplements we have for children are various, so we can recommend VitaGuard, BetaGuard. For a very small child like the one of 3-year-old, we can recommend Liquivite and also NutriShake. But again, my first recommendation is to see a pediatrician who can establish what is impeding the development of a child's speech. Okay. Then the next question was about wheat allergy. Again, here, I think it is a bit counterproductive to, if you are allergic to something, then to take a supplement in order to take the something which your body does not like, does not make too much sense. So I would say there are many other carbohydrates that are available. If a person is allergic to wheat, rather than risking antagonizing your immune system by continuing to expose it to wheat, opt for other carbohydrates. For example, you can take potatoes, sweet potatoes, Irish potatoes, you can substitute rice, you can substitute arrowroots, yams, cassava. I think this tendency to be allergic to wheat is becoming more and more common. And it can have very devastating effects, especially on the causing leaky gut, and then from there going on to getting some of these autoimmune illnesses. So rather than looking for supplements so that you can go and taking wheat, it's better that you opt for the other sources of starch, because there are many and there are many good ones. Okay, so there again, I don't give a recommendation for supplements. And then there was a question about red lips, and I found it a bit funny because sometimes we color our lips to be red. So this person is seeing the red lips as a problem. And one of the things that we can recommend that I could come up with was vitamin B complex, because sometimes the reddening and peeling of lips can be a sign that the vitamin B complex is lacking in the diet. Okay, then someone asked a question about a baby an infant who has lost his or her mother, and so is not able to receive breast milk. And I think we would have to recommend alternative milk and maybe Liquivite, because it seems to be a very young infant. So I think they'll still need, we cannot rely entirely on supplements, but as they can add Liquivite to whatever supplementary milk they use. And as the baby grows, we can move to NutriShake. Okay. Then another question was about the skin, smooth skin, how to get a smooth skin in a woman. And the products that a supplement that they can use is vitamin A plus D. And of course, also Neolife has got the nutrients range, which is specifically for facial skin. And of course, we also have got the other products like the Body Love and the lotions and the PCC, the personal care concentrate. All these are for supporting the skin to be in good condition. So we can use the nutrients range for taking personal care, which includes the skin. And for taking internal taking, we can use vitamin A plus D. If there is a specific skin problem, then aloe vera gel is also quite useful for skin reactions and so on. All right, aloe vera gel is one of my favorite products. It was one of the products, first products I ever used when we started the business. So I have a great affection for it. Then the next question was whether someone with a thyroid problem can take Trianen. And yes, yes, they will be able to take Trianen, because Trianen is the foundation of our supplementation. It's like a door opener that opens the cells for all the other supplements. So the answer there is yes. Then another question was about rheumatoid arthritis. How am I doing for that? The other question was about rheumatoid arthritis. So for rheumatoid arthritis, and this is another autoimmune illness, and we recommend full motion, Pro-Vitality, and multimineral. Also, for those markets who have it, you can use acidophilus. Again, as we say with all autoimmune illnesses, it's good to clean up the diet, because the autoimmune system gets stressed by a diet that is full of inflammatory things. The usual suspects, adding sugar, eating a lot of refined things, a lot of fried junk food, preserved foods with lots of additives. All these tend to upset the immune system and make it overreact and attack the body. Okay, then The next one is does tree and contain gluten? Because we know that tree and is oil made from grains. And the answer is no, it does not contain gluten because it's oil. Gluten is a protein that is found in wheat. So tree and does not contain gluten. So it is safe. And I think one Dr. Christie added a comment that she is allergic to gluten and she uses tree and without any problem. So tree and is safe for those who are allergic to gluten, who are intolerant of gluten. Then the next question was about leukemia, and this is the blood cancer. And what we recommend here to support the cancers is phytodefense is the first one, and then a NutriShake or Neolife Shake, depending on what is in your market, as well as acidophilus. So acidophilus helps to restore the friendly bacteria in the gut, so it plays an important role there because the treatment for cancer, as you know, hits the body very hard. So those are the three that we recommend: phytodefense, NutriShake, and acidophilus. Then the next one, I think we are doing well. We are actually going towards finishing. The next one was someone who has got GARD, G-A-R-D, or acid reflux, and gastritis, that is indigestion and problems to do with digestion. Here again, it is good to see the doctor because sometimes the ulcers can be very advanced, which can be actually dangerous if there are ulcers involved. So my first recommendation is they need to be in good contact with their doctor so they can find out just how severe the problem is. But from the Neolife side, the first thing we recommend is acidophilus, again, for those who have it in your market. It will be very useful there. Then aloe vera juice, aloe vera, the drink, is also quite helpful. And Calmag, as well as zinc or multimineral. So aloe vera drink and Calmag or multimineral will be useful for this. But again, we recommend that they clean up the diet. If you're having indigestion, it could be also from eating rubbish food, too much preservative, too much rancid oils. Because remember, for example, if you're eating chips regularly, you will not be aware how old the oil that was used to fry the chip is. So you could be eating something that is causing you problems. And then another thing to note about the GARD and the acid reflux is that pain medication, if someone has got a condition that requires them to take pain medication, they should not take it on an empty stomach because then it becomes easy for the medicine to erode the walls of the intestine and cause some of these problems as well as the acid. So the pain meds can be related to this problem, and it's good. It is a point just to note. And then the next one was diabetes. This is in fact second last question, diabetes. Again, this is something that is becoming a big problem, and you know that maybe if you have customers who are diabetics, that one of the problems we now have with diabetes and COVID-19 is that COVID-19 makes the diabetes worse and really puts the people with diabetes in great danger. So from Neolife, what we recommend for diabetes is tree and botanical balance, and fiber tablets. And then again, we recommend that they clean up their diet, eliminate, here not just reduce, but eliminate all added sugar and sugary things. This may even include very sweet fruits, so they should avoid the very sweet fruits like mangoes and pineapples and go for berries, which have got less sugar. And they also need to be in contact with, let's say they are already on certain medications, they need to work with their doctors in this, to the supplements, but also the doctor needs to be aware that they are also doing something on this to help themselves. Then the last question I had was a bit distressing. Someone asked a question that He has experience of a lot of young people committing suicide because of depression and other problems, I assume. And how can we help? And again, I don't think that, well, something like if it's a matter of depression, because one of the things that can lead to suicidal thoughts is depression, then if it's clinical depression, it's good for them to be in contact with a doctor. What we can recommend is, of course, the Pro-Vitality and B complex, because sometimes if someone is a vegetarian and does not take any meat, one of the things that comes as a result of that is that you have a deficiency of vitamin B, which might be severe enough to cause depression and lack of energy. In addition to that, I think that if it's someone who maybe as a result of, because sometimes the depression is as a result of problems, inability to earn a living and so on, then we can encourage them to look at our business and to give them the support to start doing something for themselves and see if that can actually encourage them to be more positive about life. So I think that that ends my session. I hope I've not gone too far. Someone also asked if I should make a slide available. Unfortunately, there would not be time for me to prepare that. So I just encourage you to ask the questions. And maybe when we are having a session, you can have a pen and paper to just note down briefly what I'm saying. Yeah, today I know I was speaking very quickly, so maybe you are not able to keep up. But as I said, I don't mind if you ask the same question. If next week you didn't hear the answer, you can ask the question again. I don't mind answering. But unfortunately, my situation does not allow for me to make slides of the answers, because also sometimes the questions come very rapidly or toward late in the week, so there actually is not enough time for looking for the answers and preparing a slide. So I want to leave you with a lot of congratulations for all that you achieved in the month of July, and to give you a big up for not being defeated by the pandemic that we have had and rising up to the occasion. I want to welcome the new distributors who have taken this time of pandemic to actually start a new business for themselves. You are in the right place, and we, all of us that are in this team, are here to support you and to help you to move forward with your hopes and dreams. And as I said, we can look at a crisis as something which is completely negative, or we can look for what we can do to bring out the positive side of a crisis and make things better for ourselves. I want to hand you over to Pascal and to encourage you to keep on attending training and to keep on building your business and to keep on making the world a happier and healthier place with our Neo Life opportunity. And you can keep on sending the questions. We'll always try to answer, and where we don't have an answer, we'll try and find them. Thank you very much. And maybe if there are some questions which are already prepared, I'll answer a few if there's time at the end. All right, everyone, thanks.
Hello, good evening, team. I want to thank all of you. I think that was quite a detailed response to the product. And I hope that it has been of benefit to all the distributors. I see the questions that keep coming. I've already jotted down about 9 or 10 questions. And if I missed anything, I'll ask Paul to record so that in the next presentation, we have answers to these questions. So what I'd like to share with you today is about building the business. Let me just share my screen and go to the slides. Okay. All right. I'd like to cover about 3 or 4 things that are important in building our business. The first one is how to retail products. How do we earn money from a Neo Life business? We earn money when we move products. That is simply the bottom line. If there are no products moving, there is no income coming. So the first thing we need to do is to learn how to retail products. Okay. The first thing that is important for retailing products is to keep up to date, is improve product knowledge. And I think that is precisely what Betty has been doing. To give you information about the products, the various conditions, because I think people have got a tremendous amount of challenges in health, suffering because of our diet, because of our lifestyle. So the first thing is keep yourself up to date. Number two, keep yourself informed about health news. Why is that important? Because then when you listen to people's problems, it's easy for you to recommend the products that are helpful to our customers. The second thing you need to do is be disciplined. What does that mean? It means don't leave your sales to chance. There are very few people who will actually call you and tell you, look, I want products for high blood pressure, or I want products for diabetes, or I want products for arthritis. You need to be disciplined about your sales. That means you need to have a sales plan and a PV target. I think towards the end of this training, I'm going to share with you something that Betty and I we think are very important, is that you need to plan what you're going to do for the month, so that as the month progresses, you can actually check whether the action you're taking is leading you towards your goal for the month. So be disciplined. That is, don't leave your sales to chance. To plan and have a PV target. Number three, become a finder. What does that mean? You need to place yourself where people congregate. For example, in churches, in community meetings. You need to make yourself available, especially these days of Facebook and Twitter and all those social media places. I saw some of our distributors have become very, very good in social media. That's where people are looking for not only the business, but are looking for products. Okay. To cultivate gregarious people, what does that mean? It means that when you meet people who are very gregarious, those people could become very good in sales because they speak a lot about their experience of using the products, and people find it very attractive. Okay. Then find opportunities to give talks on nutrition, on our products, on some of the most challenging conditions that people are going through. When you find these opportunities, take advantage of it. I think the reason why our customers get attracted to our products is because they see our products solving some of the problems they have. Number four, nurture your customers. What does that mean? Keep records of your customers and keep in touch. Sometimes a customer may actually forget to order products, but if you have a system of giving your customers, let me say you supply a customer with products for high blood pressure. 1 week after you supply the product, give your customer a call, find out how they are doing. Find out how the products are, has it improved, has it made it worse, is there new information they need? And if you have very loyal customers, once a while give them a gift. If a customer buys 100 PV or 120, give them Aloe Vera Plus. Why? Because you recognize that they have become very good customers, and just that one product you give them may generate another lead. If you tell them, look, if you can put me in touch with some of your customers, some of their sales, I can give you a discount. And then details are crucial in sales. Listen to learn. You see, I think there's a very good reason why God gave us 2 eyes, 2 ears, and only 1 mouth. I think if we listen more and observe more, we are likely to identify our prospects or our customers' need, so we can fulfill their needs through our product. And the other thing is, do not be apologetic about our product. That means that you don't have to beg customers to buy. Once customers use our products and they see the value, they will always keep coming back for more. I mean, Betty and I have had customers who have been supplying products for the last 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. Why? Because we have kept in touch with them and they've enjoyed the products that we give them. And talk to strangers. In fact, when you learn to talk to strangers, they can open doors for you to sell a lot of your product. So keep these things in mind to retail products. What I can suggest is, if your goals, for example, is to do 300 PV per month, break that down into week. For example, do 60 to 75 PV per week, so that by the end of the month, at least you're very close to your target, okay? Then the other thing is how to start people in the business. There are probably the guests who are watching this presentation. And you know, when somebody is new in the business, there are three basic questions that occur in their mind. And you as a distributor, you need to be able to answer these questions, not directly, but to cover them so that the people who are joining the business know that they can become successful. The first question is, how do I build this business? When people start the business, they want to know, how will I become successful? How do I build this business? Okay. What do I do? What do distributors do? Two, how much time do they need to spend per week? If they're part-time, they need about 5 to 10 hours. If they're full-time, they can spend more time in the business. What do the products do? That comes from the training. In fact, during your first training or your kit opening, give your new distributors a very concise and clear idea of some of the fastest moving products in each market. I think if you're in Kenya or Tanzania or Nigeria or even South Africa, if you speak to your distributor center, they'll give you the top 20 selling products for that market, and that gives you an idea of which are the products to concentrate on. If you're using the 80-20 principle, 80% of our sales comes from about 20% of our products. So find out which are the fast moving products in that region. Teach them administrative issues, how to order products, how to recruit new people, what is PV, what is BV, what is SRP, what is a director, a manager, senior manager, because they want to know how to do the business. The other thing that you need to teach them on how to build a business, teach them how to share the business, okay? And then how to follow up. This is very critical because most of the people who join our business, about 80% join after you follow them up 5 or 6 or more times. So learn how to do the follow-up. That answers the basic question of, how do I build my business? The second question in a distributor's mind, who is either has decided to join or is thinking about joining, is, what kind of support do I get? I mean, a distributor will think, okay, I start this business. Am I sure that you're going to support me to become successful? You need to give your new distributor all your attention so that they know in their mind that, okay, if I started this business, at least there's somebody who is going to help me to start and grow my business, okay? So what kind of support do I get? First, from the company. The company has seminars, leadership training, the company pays bonuses, the company has material, marketing information. This is the support they're going to get. What support are they going to get from your sponsor? You as a sponsor need to make yourself valuable. What does that mean? It means that your new downline needs to have value, needs to see value in you. That means they can see that you know what you're doing, you're sure of what you're doing, that you can help them where they get stuck. You need to teach them how to deal with objections. You need to encourage them, because this business is challenging. One of the things that really discourages people when they start the business is when they are rejected by their family or some friends. This is a tough thing to go through. So you as a sponsor, you need to teach them or to shield them from some of these objections. And then the other kind of support is strategies for success. These strategies need to be very simple. They don't need to be very complicated. The company pays us for doing very few things. 1, retailing products. 2, using products. 3, recruiting and building a team. That is what the company pays us for when our organization moves products. So have very simple strategies for success for your distributor. And then personal development material. This is very important. What I've learned in this business is, if your business grows very fast and you haven't developed your leadership capacity, the business will drop up to your level of leadership. This I have seen in our own business. I've seen it in the business of many distributors across the African continent. Okay, so spend time in personal development. The other thing that will attract people is sell your last result. What does that mean? Selling your last result simply means you need to show your new distributors that you know what you're doing and the results you've been able to achieve. It's very challenging to tell somebody to join the business, but you haven't got any no, and you explain how you dealt with it. You haven't sold a product. Even if you're new, your sponsor will help you to sell their last result. Selling your last result means you show your distributor, this is what I have done. I know how to do it. I'm going to teach you. Okay? And this comes from refining your story. When you refine your story, you know how to sell your story, what you can do, what you've been able to do, contemplating joining is, why should they join now? Why don't they join in a month's time, 2 months' time, 3 months' time? I think some of you today received a message from Paul, a very, very well thought out message that some people, when this coronavirus thing started, some people decided to sit back and wait for things to pass them by. But other people are a different mindset, decided, okay, I'm going to start this business and build my own. And as you saw last month, the results have been fantastic. I sent such a message to some of my prospects, and some of them actually responded very well. So, what are the things that drive people to join the business? Number one is inspiration. What does that mean? It means that what can they achieve when they join the business? They need to be able to see the future of them becoming successful in the business. And how do they see it? They see what I've been doing. And some people lose jobs, some people become very ill, some people, so many different things push people to join the business. So you need to bring this to the forefront of the mind of your prospect. This will help them make the decision to join the business now. All right, how do you get people started in the business? A few principles. Number one, simplicity. Simplicity doesn't mean that this business is easy. Simplicity means that it's easy to teach and easy to duplicate. That is what simplicity means. Okay? The first thing is taking responsibility. If you don't take responsibility for your business, nobody will. This business will grow if you take full responsibility. I know if you have a good sponsor, they will help you. But the actual hard work must be yours. There are going to be challenges. As Betty said earlier, I think in some of the Asiatic languages, the same symbol is used for opportunity and danger. So it just depends on how you look at things. So challenges, are they going to be there? Yes. Are they easy to overcome? Sometimes no. You know, last week I was listening to Lisa Nichols, and he said something that completely struck my mind. In life or in this business, you cannot Google download courage. You cannot Google download character. These are things that you build because of the challenges you face. So when you have challenges, it's an opportunity for you to grow. So when you're starting new people, teach them about administrative issues. One, an application form so that they fill it correctly with the correct ID number of their sponsor. Two, teach them how to order products, how to pay for their products, put in the delivery address of where they want the products to be. Teach them the business terms. What is PV? What is BV? What is SRP? Distributor price. These things are easy for us who are in the business for a while, but some new people don't know these terms. So you need to explain what they mean. Who is a sponsor? What is a manager? What is a senior manager? What is a director? What is a Sapphire, Ruby? You need to explain to your new distributors what these terms mean so that when they join the business and there's training, they can actually follow the training. Then you need, give them an idea what the compensation plan is. Compensation plan simply means how do you take your steps in the business, all right? And then teach them the three basic things we do every day. Use the products, share the products, and sharing the business opportunity. These things are the things that cause our business to grow. If you don't use the products, your business will not grow. I have seen people who start the business, but they expect either their downlines or other people to use products, but they don't use. It won't work. Why? Because you need to be your own best customer. Sharing the product, as I said earlier, is retailing products. You need to learn how to retail products. Now, number one, product knowledge. Number two, listening to people's needs. And then teach them how to share the business opportunity. How? Either by digital means, sending them videos, sending them presentations, Facebook, Twitter, all these opportunities are there for sharing the business, or doing the business one-on-one, or inviting them for a Zoom meeting. I think because of technology, it's become quite efficient to invite people for the business opportunity. So take advantage of it. What are some of the tools of the trade that you need, new people need? Brochures, magazines, CDs. They need to have data on if they're going to expand their business using Zoom or using WhatsApp. Company events, the system. The system simply means the regular training we have and the business opportunity meetings. Some of the sponsoring tools. I think Neolife has last month, Neolife developed some training tools. If you're a distributor, go to the company's website. You will find some business building tools that will help you to build your business. So those are the essential things you need to get new people started. Some of the vital signs that will help you give an indication that your new distributors are actually growing, or your new distributors are going to stay long in the business. One, make sure your new distributors at least have a customer. You see, they get very excited when they sell their first product. Because I recall when we first joined the business and we had a customer buying from LDC from us, we were very excited. It was one product, yes, but he told us that actually we can sell products. Help your new distributors to sponsor at least one distributor. And there's nothing so exciting and joyful as a new distributor getting somebody under them. Attend the big event. The big event is where the penny drops on some distributors. I remember our first large weekend rally where we really decided to build this thing. It was called the Free Enterprise Weekend Rally. And I was so excited. And after that, our business grew very fast. Making friends in the team. It's very important to make friends in the team. Why is that? Because when you share success, the joy of that success increases. Okay? So learn to make friends in the team. As a leader, also share your vision with the people. The reason why you need to share the vision in the people, because most people will follow a leader. Why? Because a leader knows where they are going. Nobody will follow anybody who doesn't know where he's going. So have a vision and share your vision with your team. Okay? For example, Paul was saying that last month the business was really grew. And in August, we want to top on what was done in July. That is sharing the vision. Betty and I, our long-term vision is to have 1 million distributors in our team across the African continent. There are very, very many people in this continent who are looking for our business. Okay? And then a very exciting thing about this business is when your new downline receives their first check. I know this new distributor in Mombasa received their first check and she was very excited. He sent me a message. I've just received my first bonus. It was sent by M-Pesa. That is how new people feel about when they get their first check. And then when they take a step, most people, when they take a step, their belief in the business increases because they know that they can do the business. Okay. The other thing I'd like to share with the team is this is August. You can actually plan to achieve the goals you've set for yourself for the month of August. I'd like to share with you something that I found very useful in. Okay, this is a spreadsheet that is used for example, this is our planning with Betty. The goals we want for this month. You have the planned goals, then at the end of the month, you check what you have achieved against what you planned. So I've put there some names. They're not really our distributors, but as a demonstration of what we would like to achieve. For example, Betty and I have planned to sponsor 6 new legs. Okay. Personal PV, we want to do 500 personal PV, and group PV, we want to achieve at least 160,000 PV. That is our goal for this month of August. And then the step we want to do is we want to take our second step to 2 Ruby. So if you're a distributor, a director, think about the goals you want. I'll put there Peter, John, Angela, Adebayo, Pauline, and Patrick. These are not real people. These are just for demonstration purposes. And each of them, their personal sponsoring goal for the month of August is 3 people each. Peter wants to do 250 personal PV and become a manager. John wants to do 250 and become a manager. Angela, Adebayo, Pauline, Patrick. Pauline wants to do 300 PV to become a qualified senior manager because she hopes that each of the 3 people she sponsors will also do 250 PV. Patrick is a senior manager, so he wants to be a qualified director. He wants to sponsor 3 people and he wants to do 250 personal PV. And because Patrick has 3 qualified senior managers under him, he has also planned with his senior managers that they're going to reach 1,000 PV so that they can take a step. So at the end of each week, check how far you are from your goal. At the middle of the month, check how far you are from your goal. If you need to adjust your activity, adjust your activity. At the end of the month, check against what you've achieved, against what you have planned. And this is a very simple planning technique I would recommend to all distributors, directors, senior managers, people who have got, at least you have 2 or 3 people in your downline, sit down with them and plan these activities. Why is this important? Because it keeps you focused. It keeps you focused on the activities that you're doing so that by the end of the month, you know whether you're far off or you're very close to the goals you set for yourself. And this is important because it focuses your energy instead of having activities which are not directed towards a specific goal. This simple process focuses your energy so that you can actually achieve the goals you set for yourself. So those are the things I wanted to share you this evening. Betty is going to come back to answer some of the questions which the distributors have asked so that we can finish our training today. Paul?
Okay, Pascal, I think that was an amazing training. And as usual, thank you so much, Betty, for answering some of the questions. I understand that. I agree there were quite a number of questions there, but we have been able to take them. And I can see the comments. People are quite grateful by the answers that you have been able to give us. So I want to bring Betty back again so that she can be able to give us some answers to a few questions, and whatever she will not finish, she'll be able to pick it up next week and continue from there. So Betty, if you can hear me, please come forward and get a few questions answered before we finish.
Okay, the first question, actually, there are a number of questions. I'll just answer, I think, 4 or 5. The first one, someone asks, what is autoimmune? And I think that's a very good question because we throw some of these words around. Maybe I have not taken the time to explain properly. Okay, to quickly explain, your body has got what we can compare to a defense force. Every country has got a defense force, isn't it? Which is supposed to protect the country from invaders and that are attacking it. So the immune system of the body is like the defense force of the body. But what happens sometimes, let's say you have got a defense force in the country which has become rogue and is now no longer obeying the government. It is simply ruling itself and it decides to attack some parts of the country itself, let's say like a civil war. So the autoimmune, the thing we call an autoimmune disease is when the immune system, which is supposed to be protecting the body, starts attacking certain parts of the same body that it is supposed to be protecting. And when it does that, then we have very many conditions. There are quite a number of them, which are being traced to this autoimmunity, that the immune system of the body is attacking itself. So what causes the immune system to attack itself? It's not that the immune system is too strong, it's that the immune system is stressed, and now because of that stress, it starts working badly and attacking itself instead of looking out for germs and disease-causing things that might enter the body. Some of the things that have been traced is that certain foods can cause the immune system to get stressed and overreact. And this is why you will hear many times, I will say, and many people will say, you need to eliminate sugar and refined, excessively processed foods from your diet, because this is one of the places where this problem begins. Another thing can be pollutants in the system. And another thing can be food additives, because you see that some of the foods have got dye, like they've been colored with chemicals. So some people's immune system will not tolerate that. Where I think today we had someone who was asking about wheat allergy. Those are examples when the body cannot tolerate something. And one of the ways in which it shows that it doesn't like that thing is by the immune system starting to attack the body itself. So that is another important reason for all of us, not just our customers and the people we come across, but for all of us to make an effort to eat natural foods which have not been over-processed, because we never know how our body is going to react if we go on with this habit. Okay, then, so I hope that answers the question about autoimmunity. And there are many, for example, one of the questions I have here is endometriosis, which is excessive bleeding, causes excessive bleeding and the growth of some cells in the wrong place. Cells which are supposed to be part of the uterus starts growing in odd parts of the body. This also has been traced. Some of it can be caused by this autoimmune problem. And just to answer that one, the products that we recommend for endometriosis is feminine herbal complex, and then omega-3 salmon oil, flavonoid complex, and multimineral. Because as a result of blood loss, they need to have multimineral just to replenish. And the feminine herbal complex helps to sometimes the endometriosis can be as a result of hormonal imbalance, especially if a woman is producing too much testosterone. So eliminate the aggravating foods. So a person with endometriosis might notice that some foods cause it to flare up. And as I've said, some of those foods are the usual junk foods that we might be fond of. Then a third question that I had was PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome. This one is when cysts form in the ovaries of a woman. And it has been found to be often related to the body not being able to process sugar properly. So it's related to pre-diabetes or diabetes. So if the person has this condition, they also need to check if they're developing diabetes. And from our side, what we recommend is Pro-Vitality to reduce the inflammation. We recommend Herbal Feminine and also Botanical Balance, especially if they find that they've got pre-diabetes or their body is now not working so well with the sugar in the system. So those are the ones for PCOS. Again, it's good to eliminate fried foods and other kinds of junk food if one has got PCOS. If it also tends to go hand in hand with being overweight, so also to clean up the diet and eat more healthily so that the body can bring itself to a good weight. Then the last question I will answer is going to be joint pain from old age. here again we have full motion, CalMag, and omega-3 salmon oil. And remember, we said that both full motion and CalMag are made from shells. So if the customer complains that they're having some reactions, we should be careful there, either to reduce the dosage, just to be aware that there could be a reaction, because some people are highly allergic to shellfish, and so they may also react to this. But in most cases, this doesn't happen. But just in case, it's good to be aware if the customer complains. So I think the rest of the questions we can tackle next week, God willing. But I wanted to leave you with saying that this is the month of August, and it's a month which is special to us ladies, because I think the most parts of the world have got take this month to celebrate women. And for all the ladies in our team, I want to tell you that you are in my heart in the month of August, and hope that we are going to work hard in making this world a healthier and happy place by being willing to go out there and speak to the people we meet about what we have on offer that can actually change their lives for the better. I know that you have been working hard, and I'm sure you are going to continue doing so. And so I'm happy to wish you every success, and to thank you for giving me this opportunity to be spending Thursday evenings with you to try and contribute to the success of your business. Ladies, let's go out there and do the job and show our brothers what we are made of, okay? Thanks very much. Have a good night, all right?
Wow, thank you so much, Betty. We accept the challenge. We were just doing a presentation the other day for ladies, and I gave the men a challenge to also come forward with something for men. So as ladies celebrate, their month, we also need our men to be able to capture something. Pascal, we have a challenge there. So thank you so much, everyone, for a wonderful training, and having joined us tonight for our training. Betty and Pascal, we truly appreciate, and I believe everybody who was on this call, you have been able to benefit from this training in one way or the other. So the month of August is here. So, as Betty has been able to wish us, I wish all the best. Go out there and, make it happen. Let's double whatever we managed to do in the month of July. We can double that in terms of our PVs and the new people that we are bringing to the business. So tomorrow, same time, that is 8 p.m., we have our Swahili presentation. If you can hear, you can, you can be able to participate in that. We appreciate your coming. We'll be able to be happy to see you here. And talking of ladies, on Sunday, we are organizing a huge event for all the women, and we have speakers from different countries in Africa where Neolife is represented at 4 p.m. We'll be able to share the invitation. It's not just ladies, men. I think you can also come so that you can be able to take the information to the ladies in your life so that they can also be able to benefit. But it's a purpose that it's an event which is organized purposely for the ladies. So we'll be able to share more information on that. So from me is to thank each and every one of you who has been on this call. At one point, we were 450, and I can say that this has been quite a successful event for all of us. And I know that we'll be able to take advantage of it and go there. The information that we are gathering here, it will be useless if you don't go out and share it with your teams, with people that you meet, so that they can be able to benefit as well. So thank you so much. I want to give Pascal the opportunity to be able to give us closing remarks. But before I do that, if you're a guest, because we never miss guests in our events, and we appreciate you coming today, please, after this meeting, speak to the person who invited you here. Just give them a call, and they'll be able to help you to understand how you can be able to be, part of this exciting family of Neolife. So our distributors, thank you so much. Let's go flat out. Let's make August one of the best months ever. So thank you so much, Pascal. You can give us some closing remarks.
Thank you, Paul, and all the distributors. I understand we've been given a challenge. I'll close this by telling you a story of a man who went to a church, and the the preacher asked the men, how many of you are dominated by your wives? And all the men except one moved to the left and they lifted up their hand. On the right hand side, there was one man who said he's not been dominated by his wife. So the preacher asked him, oh, you're the only person who has not been dominated by your wife, and asked him why. Then he says, my wife told me to sit here. So I can tell you for a fact that if you call a meeting for men only, you'll have very few men. If you call a meeting for women only, you'll have millions. Because the good book says it is good for a man to leave his house and cling to his wife. He doesn't say a woman clings to her husband. So the people who actually make the world go round are women. That we know. The people who rock the cradle rocks the earth, rocks the world. So we really appreciate all the women who are in our business and who are in our lives. They make a tremendous, contribution to our lives, and we really appreciate them. The thing I want to leave you is this. August is a special month. Do everything you can to achieve your goals and set very simple goals. The personal PV you want to generate, the personal sponsoring you want to do, and the step you want to make. It's a very simple goal. Go after your goals. And the reason why you need to write it down is actually psychological. When you take a pen and a paper and you write something down, a message is sent from your finger through your neural pathways into your brain. Your brain tends to remember easily what you write. So write down your goals and go for it. And I wish all of you the best. Let Monday come. Paul, I can tell you that Monday, the business opportunity meeting on Monday, we will have more than 500 people. Sure. Because in fact, on Monday, we had over 500. Sure. So if every distributor who is here invites just 2 guests, we'll have over 1,000 guests in our meeting. So God bless all of you, and have a fantastic month, and see you on Monday. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye, Pascal. Bye-bye, everyone. Good night.